All right, good day, guys. So we're plugged in into today's live session. Today I have my eyes mainly on US 30. We already took this buy at the beginning of the Q zone. I'm looking for a second entry right now, potentially a break of this zone. But at the same time, I think price might also create something like this. That's also possible. Looking at it from the M15, though, the price is a bit far from the 13 EMA, although I also see that we have taken out liquidity here, which might make me want to take the buy based off the M3 pattern. So M15 already shows me price has tapped into the fair value gap. Sorry, not liquidity. Price has tapped into the fair value gap. So I can simply take a buy if I feel like my pattern is strong enough. But what I would rather see is price come into the 13 EMA, maybe get a little bit deeper into this order block for me to buy again. But otherwise, this buy is already in motion and I already scalped it initially. Let me quickly show you. This was the setup. So what I want to see right now is price breaking yesterday's high for me to actually go long. Let me rather stick to this view. I want price to break, then give me a reason to enter again into this trade. Then I'm going to take a quick buy targeting 41,000 area or the 1s to 3 point, which was on the first setup. So excuse my voice. I think I'm coming up with flu. So I'm sorry about that. So that's my only asset for today, I guess. So let's quickly, or let's just talk rather than quickly. Let's just run the stock on US 30. So just coming back to MT5. What you also see is price is trading. Oh, we've just exited the this week's open range. You see this whole gray area I had marked. If you check it from the 4 hour, is the psychological level for this week, which is the open price high and the second H4 low. So that range is this week's price psychological level. So anything above that area, we're looking for buys. Next POI is this area, and the next POI is this trend line, which is pretty much visible from the daily, as you can see. So I'm looking for price to push towards the 50 EMA from the daily chart. That's my main view. So I was also open to seeing price come below. So if we do come below the cycle level, I will also be looking forward for sales. But as of right now, I'll be very happy to take a buy if price does what I've just explained. So I'm paying attention to yesterday's high. I'm also paying attention to the 13 EMA and this order block on M15. We are currently within our Q zone. We've already scalped this particular buy coming up here, and we're looking for a continuation up or for a retracement before price pushes up. And that's the way I'm looking in this trade at this point in time. So we'll just keep stalking here, looking at H1. H1, the first candle was like a bullish engulfing. What I would want to see though is a wick on on this next H1 or the current H1. If we can get price giving us a wick coming down into that order block, which I mentioned from M15 or into the 13 EMA on M15, that'll be a high probability buy. So for now, let's see what they will do. If they break above yesterday's high without retracing, then I'll be paying attention to how they react with yesterday's high so that I can still be able to take that buy. Okay, so we don't really want to get distracted, but maybe in the meantime, I'll set everything else to the H1. Okay, Nasdaq has got the same pattern on Nasdaq, and it also looks like they want to just push up. But yeah, let's just be patient with them. We've got this broken area here and a retest. Okay, maybe we might have to go in with half the risk, but again, patience always pays. If we can also get like a W pattern here, that can also be a signal of a high probability buy. So out of everything I've explained now, for now, I don't have any view of a sell. So I'm going to lean on the buying bias until I get a sell bias from a higher time frame. So for now, I'm leaning on a buying bias. And if I get any confirmation of a buy entry, I will jump into this trade. Current candle looks like it wants to be a pin bar. Let's see how it closes. Getting ready to buy. My buy is active. The only thing absent, I would say, each is an H1 pin bar, but otherwise the pattern is there. Okay, I'm going to manage this trade by closing at break even. This is something which I feel like will happen just now. So let me show you what I'm seeing. Okay, a bit of a deeper retracement because I'm still not happy with taking this trade so far from the 13. With my practice so far, I've realized that the trades which I take when price is on or near the 13, like this trade, have got a higher probability of playing out than trades taken here. So here you can see if price decides to retrace back to meet the 13 EMA or maybe to come to this OB, I cannot be able to hold that drawdown. So that's a way of managing your trade. You always want to enter your trade on or near the 13 EMA. So for now, let's just hold our horses. Let's be patient with it a little bit. If the buy is valid, we will get a good entry. As long as the trend is valid, just know that price will always give you a good entry point. You just have to exercise like extreme patience. So a good thing we exited that buy. You can see where price is right now. You can see where price is. It would have taken us out. So we entered at the close of this pin bar. Price pushed up. I decided to close just before this happened and our stop loss was here. So you can see how quickly price can sometimes frustrate you. You just need to understand where exactly you are on the markets or on in terms of price points, where exactly you are. Then from there, you can just have a trade with less risk and a better reward. So let's just come back to M15, see what the price wants to give us here. HK50 seems like they slowly but surely covering this gap from last week. Slowly but surely. I might decide to look for a buy maybe later on. We'll see. Since we've made contact with the 13 EMA, now I want to pay attention to how we act on this level. Are we going to break or what's going to happen? Are we going to have a bullish engulfing or what? So I just get my trade ready on this platform here. Just getting it ready so that I don't waste time. But for now, we're still stalking. Oh, one other thing which I was explaining is price is still like within this weekly site level. So you can also see from the beginning of this week, we haven't had much momentum in any direction. And this is the 4-hour chart. Price is sort of like just playing within the area. So at some point, we know a setup is loading. We might tap into this area for a sell, or we might start by coming down for a buy, or we might also push, then break and continue pushing, coming up to that daily trend line. These are all probabilities of what could potentially happen. And I just would love to get H1 to give us something. So our trading edge is not yet present on the H1. So let's exercise extreme patience. If for some reason we get momentum coming to the downside, as far as closing below today's open price and the 13 EMA, my bias might change to a sell. But as long as we are within this week's psych zone, setups in here will just be a little bit of short term, like quick scalps. We just need to try and exercise extreme patience. So patience is key. As long as our trading edge is not present, it's pointless to take any trades because they will just result in losses. Okay, let's see what's happening with the rand. Rand getting weak again. Who thinks that price will get to back to this level, 1977? Who thinks that the dollar is going to trade against the rand at 1977? At this point, I thought we would hit 20, like $1 to 20 rand, but it didn't happen. From here, we just had a meltdown and price just sort of like trickled down. So for now, this is a possible peak formation low. This right here, possible peak formation low. So price might start to now expand to the top side back to this level, like I said. But I'll most likely want to trade it tomorrow just to get more price action to fill this area here. So by then I'll know they might still want to come down to the 800s, but we'll see. By tomorrow I'll have a bit of a better view on USD's. Bitcoin steady stalking. We've come into a bit of a downtrend here. If this level holds, we might create a lower low just based off this area. We might create a lower low, possible. But if we can come above this area and come above this imbalance, then the bullish move will continue back to the all-time highs. So in terms of a bullish move, for now, this is what's guiding me, this level here. As soon as we break above 93,000, price will most likely go and set new all-time highs from my point of view. But for now, we want to see what happens here. M15 has tapped into the 13 EMA. Let's see how it closes. Got eight minutes until close, just under 8 minutes. So here is what I prepare for. If M15 gives me a nice rejection to confirm a bullish move, it means the 3 minutes should give me closes above the 13. So if I get closes above the 13, I'm going to consider taking my first buy. Then if price shows me that it wants to continue pushing up, then I'm going to actually scale in. That's how I would approach the buy based off current market price right now, or current market structure rather. So let's see, there's still about 6 minutes until the current M15 closes. At what point does it become a confirmed sell? Like when if price comes below the open price on just like US 30, this is Nasdaq. Once we come below today's open price, that's when we might get short-term sales. As of right now, sales are not yet confirmed. We even still above the 13. So let's see how we close here. In terms of our trading edge, it's still not yet present. Gold. Gold looks like it wants to go long. I'm looking at this reaction right on the open price. What else do we see on the left? We also see that price is reacting on an order block, which is right here. So these are confluences right on the 50 EMA as well. We have a broken order block here, although it's a bit unconfirmed. Price can still push back towards 32.45. So H1, we still need to see how H1 closes. Also, we're waiting for a trading edge here, which is a clean visible stop hunt or a wick. So nothing so far which we can use. Going to M15. M15 would love to see something like this. So they can come up, take out these highs, maybe take out this liquidity even, then retrace. Then once we get that retracement, that's what we want to buy. That's a confirmed buy. So for now, we just need to keep stoking. So gold looks like the pattern here is a bit solid. Although again on the daily, you will see I've got these two lines, the high from yesterday, the low from yesterday, which are my current points of interest. So anything in between that range, oof, is still a bit low probability for now. So we might also need to just exercise extreme patience, try to see the build up, like what do they really want to do? Because on a bigger picture, I'm anticipating a retracement into the 13. So there's also probability this price might continue going sideways until this moving average catches up with price. Then from here, we're going to get a continuation of the buys to complete this month. That's also a possible play. We also have this particular order block here where price can give a bit of a quick retracement or a deeper retracement after this impulsive move. So we might get a reaction here. That's also possible. But for now, as far as I understand price action, that's the two things I'm anticipating to see happen. EU almost in a range. You can see I had these levels marked. And this high here, I'm trying to figure out where did I get these levels? Probably use like a line chart, I think. Yeah, probably. So you can see prices within this range as well. Um, Nothing too solid here. We don't have direction. The only thing we have is Monday's high and Monday's low, and price is still trading with, sorry, Friday's, last week's Friday's high and Friday's lows. So price is still trading within that range. I would love them to sort of like do like a liquidity grab or give me a bit of a clear pattern on one of those two areas for me to then decide a setup. So for now, just stoking on this one. So I think my main setup, gold still stoking as well. US 30, which is our active pair this afternoon. It looks like hey, they actually want to sell, but let's rather wait for H1 to close. So it's 30 more minutes. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this Zoom for all that time, because it's becoming a little bit longer now. Let's see. Are we bouncing off the order block here to get a buy? We still need the current M15 candle to close. We still need the 3 minute to close above the 13 for us to consider a buy. So maybe let me stick around a bit. Let me stick around a bit. Let's see. All right, so we're just waiting for M15 to close. It could close being an inside bar. That's a possibility as well. M3 still no close above the 13. We might get a close with the current candle. Let's see. So here we definitely need to wait for M15 to close. We need M15 to close. Running a little fib here just to see some zones. M5 looks good for a buy, guys. Well, it will be confirmed if we break above this fair value gap and close above it. That will be a confirmation. But as you see, this is a buying price action right here. So we just need M15 to close to confirm that we are actually buying. Let's wait and see. The way the H1 is coming, the H1 50 EMA is coming along. Price might give a quick push, induce sellers, interact with the third with the 50 EMA, then push up. That's also a possibility. So this assets needs extreme caution right now. Extreme patience, rather, not caution, needs extreme patience. A scalp buy if we get good confirming price action here. A scalp buy back into yesterday's high is possible. If we come back below, a scalp sell possible. UJ slept on UJ, slept on UJ. This was my point of interest, but you can see they've just reacted on today's open price. So again, if we get a retracement back into this order block or back into the 13, that's also a sell signal coming back to yesterday's low as a TP. That's also a possible play right there. Although it's not really one of my pays, I think I'll stick to um let me actually include it. So I'm going to have okay, German 40, I need it in the morning. So let me just do this. Going into tomorrow, this is my watch list. German 40, US 30, and gold. That will be my watch list. So here US30 looks like it's gonna sell, or it wants to sell. We still need H1 to close though. H1 is going to give us a bit of data. So we still want to see which side of this 13 are we closing? Are we closing below or above? But as long as price stays into this in stays in this psychological zone, which is this gray zone, I do not think I'll execute a trade. I'd rather wait to get some more motion within this price, then I'll decide to take a trade. So I think today we're not going to, maybe PM session, maybe. But for now, there was no trade in today's London session, just one quick break even, which we quickly managed just based off what we're talking about now. Gold, we want to see how we close, but there's some signs that we can push up into this level here. Then German 40, I've got nothing much to say for now. I'll only speak on it probably tomorrow. We might push up into the 13, depending with how today's daily candle closes. Looks like we might get that push up. So that's just like a possible play there. Let's see, maybe we might actually scalp a trade. The way I'm seeing these wicks, let's just maximize it. You see, we had this reaction in between our trading sessions. The current H1 has a wick, although it hasn't yet turned bullish, but that's just us anticipating that bullish move. I guess we want to see how we might retrace into this area here. I guess we want to see how the current M15 closes, but there's chances price can push up. We are also bouncing off the order block, bouncing off the ADR high. So, okay, I think we'll actually take a buy right now. 1642, I'm just checking the M15 candle close. I'll remove this. So if you're analyzing, the only thing you need from the charts is for something to speak to you. If something speaks to me on the chart and I see my pattern, I simply have one thing to do, which is to execute my trade. Bit of a distance, but if we can come back to this high, I'll take my profits. So you can see the trade has been executed, it's moving. You can see I literally did a quick analysis on that particular asset. So the entry, okay, US30 also looks like it wants to buy. So you guys can decide which one to take, either US30 or DAX, which is German 40. So I think I'm gonna run with German 40. The entry is based off this candle here, although my entry is slightly late. This should be able to play out. Okay, you can see how I quickly analyze the setup. So you guys, it's up to you if you want to join our mentorship, trade with us. I want to put my stop loss right on entry. I would rather work with a break even on this setup than to walk away with a loss. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I've shown you the setup, you guys, so you can just follow along, see how it played out. This is the main setup. For those who want more about this, how we come up with these trades, simply figure out where your price is going on the going at on the higher time frame, come to H1 to confirm a stop hunt. But my entry is a bit early because the current H1 is still bearish. Once it turns green or once it turns bullish, this price is gone. So as soon as I see that M15, I just need a confirmation, which was the last M15. Nice confirmation with this stop hunt. As soon as I get that, I go to M3. What am I looking for on M3? I'm looking for an entry candle above the 13. It can either be a pin bar, bullish engulfing, an inside bar, or a doji. Any of those with my stop loss below that candle, map out a 1:3 and just wait for the trade to play out. So yes, I know my stop loss is tight, but I do have my personal reasons for this particular trade. I think it almost took me out there. Almost took me out. Okay, it just did. Just did. I think it's a news event because even my stop loss was caught by slippage. I wonder if it's a news spike. It just messed up my plans, as you can see right here. I wanted to maintain a 1%, sorry, a 2% profit, which I started with. So got caught by slippage, which brings me to the explanation of slippage. Slippage is when you set your stop loss, but because of the volume in the market, instead of your trade closing at your designated stop loss, which was 21, probably 21, 230 area, when price comes aggressively down, it will close where this aggressive push down ended. That is slippage. So I got a little bit unlucky there. I don't know. I didn't see any news events today. I did not see any news event. It could be a stop hunt as well. So let me just wait before I close this session. Let me just wait, see what price wants to do within the next few candles so that I can advise you guys how you approach such moves. You also saw the reason I quickly pushed is because I wanted to maintain a certain level of capital on my account. So because I moved, I actually saved myself a bit of disappointed here because imagine if I had my stop loss out here again, it would have taken me out with almost a full stop. So right now, I'm wondering what they want to do. If we come back above the last M15, I'll definitely still take a buy. Let's see. My buy will still be valid. I'm just going to prepare my trade with half my normal risk in case we want to come up. So I'm not ready for a sell. So the only thing I'll prepare to do is to take a buy. If the buy doesn't happen, that means I'm no longer trading today. I'm literally done for the day. So let's just go back to M3, M4, MT5. These are just some of the things you get on the charts. Price will bring moves like this, so it's something you just need to be ready for. So you can see The only reason I'm not stressed is because everything I did was calculated, of course, except the slippage. But the good thing is I had moved my stop loss, so my emotions are not affected by whatever happened. That's why I'm still okay with continuing with watching price and seeing what they're doing. And also using half my normal risk in case I should take a trade. Otherwise, we are going to have to wait for tomorrow just based on what I explained on US 30. This would have tricked me, but I still feel like they will push based on this price action here. Will definitely push back into these high and most likely the 50 EMA. It's only a matter of these top ones completing. So I'd love to see how this current H1 closes. The only mistake we did is entering before the H1 turns bullish. So we're supposed to wait for something like this. As it turns bullish, then we enter. That way, the price will be already in motion and the stop hunts would have been done. So for now, I think there's a chance we might have been caught up in one of those crazy stop hunts. High chance. See, with the way price is pushing now. So let's see if we can get a close of a bullish candle right now, which can most likely be a bullish engulfing. I'm still going to execute this trade. I think I'll do it right now. I'll just see if it can play out. If it does what I just explained, I'll just try to continue hosting until the session ends so that you guys can see how this thing goes. Look at them coming back to our entry right now. This is what gets frustrating sometimes when you're trading. Price will come take you out, but still move in your direction. Yeah, shit happens if you ask me. But anyways, let's see if we can get another re-entry here with half our risk. Okay, I literally bought by mistake there. But anyways, still fine. Let's see. Let it run. I wanted to wait for the current candle to close, but the fact that my finger is literally like on top of the mouse, it just activated the trade. But let's see how it goes. We've got a good close here. Our stop loss placement is good. Our risk is half our normal risk, which is fine. Our reward, let's see, it's slightly above 1:2. If I can get, okay, what's wrong? You see, my risk was 250, but I'm seeing the registered it is 130. This is one thing I hate about this platform. You put one risk, they put a different risk for you. So now whatever I thought I was gonna get is not what I'll get. You can see here the risk is 129, which means I now have to come and open another trade and put myself out of my plans. So I don't think I'll change. Let me just leave it as it is. Let me just leave it as it is. My aim here would just be to get back my equity back above the 2% mark where it was. Then I'll be done. The fact that they've already messed up my risk here, who knows? Maybe it might be for the better. Maybe the trade will be a loss and I'll get a smaller loss. Who knows? So everything works out for a reason. So let's see what happens. I'm just going to stream. If the profit gets to about $30, um, okay, 129, 130, 130, 130, 360. 360 will be okay. Maybe let me just map it out as a 1:2. For this prop firm, I usually go for 1:2 because my profits are kept at 2%, so I risk 1% to make 2%. If there's any anomalies to my trading, I risk half my normal risk, which means I go with 0.50%, which I wanted to go with on this trade now, but you guys just saw what happened. So right now, they just opened whatever risk they opened for me, which is still fine. So what I just want is this to get back above this 2% mark, and I'll call it a day. I really wanted to do the full trade. Um, Maybe I should. Let me see if I'll be able to close anything. No, I won't be able to close anything. It's already on the smallest lot size. So because I'm talking too much, price actually went to where I wanted to close, and now it's back in the reds. Should have just closed there. So this is basically what happens as a trader. If you decide to do something and price gets to where you want it to get, you should just close your trade and wait for the next best setup. Otherwise, if you don't, you end up trading emotionally. So right now, we just see this price might still take us out. It may still play out. We just have to wait and find out. So after this session, I think there will be nothing much to add. If you watched until the end, thank you so much for joining. This is basically one of my live trading sessions. So today we didn't really make anything too big. If this ends up being a loss, we would have lost probably less than 0.5% in this afternoon, just based off this little silly mistake we did here. But otherwise, in terms of a high probability setup, and there is nothing solid today as you saw on our MT5. So here I just wanted to show you like a live execution on one of my prop accounts. So trade is still running though. We're not counting it out yet. It's still very active. And I don't know, maybe let me just wait. I'm just gonna stream it until I close it. All right, so let's see if we can get above that 2%. Okay, it was almost there. I don't want to close, then it goes down like by like a dollar. Let's see. So that's trading for you guys. It's up and down really. Sometimes price, you would think price is doing something, then it literally does something else which you were not expecting. So that's why it's always good to calculate your risk. I would say before you enter your trade, always calculate your risk. If your first entry is your lot is a loss, always make sure that when you are going back into the trade, you are going to go back in with half the normal risk. Okay. Always go in with half your normal risk so that you don't end up messing up your risk parameters or your risk for that particular day. So calculate your risk, manage your trade, minimize losses by any means necessary. Minimize your loss, cut your losses in half if you can. Do anything you can to protect your capital. That's what I can tell you right now. As long as you can protect your capital, the next best trade is always going to come. The main thing you just want to focus on is to protect your capital, manage your trades, calculate your risk before every trade you take. If you are doing it in percent of your capital, stick to the same percentage. If you're doing it in dollar amounts, stick to the same dollar amounts for your risk. That way you won't really mess up your capital. And the good setups will always come. The thing is, when they come, they need to find you with capital. They need to find you with capital. So I think that's all for me today, guys. Our trade, it's really not giving me the exit I want, so it could still take us out because you saw I just moved my stop loss as well. So the risk will be just less as long as it's less than 0.5%, then that will still be perfect in our books. The way it's moving, like there's some volume being injected into the market. So let's see if it takes us out right now. That will still be okay. Let me just wait a bit. Let me just wait a bit with you guys. If you're paying attention, I actually could have closed again here, but again, I just wanted to push slightly above so that when I hit close, it doesn't go below my calculated amount. So let's just see before I end the session, is it gonna take us out or what's gonna happen? So our current risk has gone from 0.5% to about, you guys can do the math. You can see this is now the only risk left on this trade. You can just do the math there and see my risk percentage. So on this particular account, 1% is $500. So we could say I'm on less than 0.2% risk right now, just to get my account back where I want it to be before I look for the next best trade. So as it stands, price is refusing to get me there. And we might walk out with a 0.2%. Of course, plus the other small initial loss which we took from slippage. But I think all in all, it will just be under 0.5% loss if this trade closes in a loss as well. So that will still be okay. Pretty much fine for such a day. So I'm sorry guys, this video ended up being long. It's because I just wanted to show you everything until the end, or until I finished until I closed this particular trade. I just wanted to show you guys the whole like process and my thought process, like what will be going on in my mind, the way I execute my trade, how I calculate my loss, how I proceed after having a loss. And yeah. So German 30 ended up enticing me into the trade. I was actually on my way to end the session and it ended up enticing me to get into that trade. And oh, here we are. I'm stuck. So sometimes after making up your mind, you just have to close your PC because these candles, they will tempt you. It's like a drug. They will tempt you to keep staring at your charts. They will tempt you to look like for the next best setup. But all I can say is as long as you do not surpass your maximum risk for the day, whether in dollar amount or in percentage form, as long as you don't surpass those values, then you should still be good. You should still be good. Okay, I think price is going to finally take us out. That's the only thing I'm waiting for until for me to actually close off the session. So tomorrow we'll just kickstart off our live session where we ended. Usually on this account, I only execute trades in the afternoons, which will be the New York session. So wherever we end, On this account is where we're gonna get started tomorrow. Then we're going to see how it goes. Oh, bless me. I'm coming out with some crazy flu. Isn't it crazy how prices are literally failing to hit a 20-point stop loss? It's literally not moving. It's like there's no volume at all in the market at this point in time. Okay, maybe I'm going to leave this price action here. I'm going to leave this session here. So in the comment section, let me know if this trade ended up hitting the loss or hitting the stop loss. Sorry, hitting the stop loss or hitting the take profit. Let's see, maybe it wants to come, maybe it wants to come. So let's just put, okay, you see where I put the TP, guys. I want you guys to let me know whether this trade hit the TP or it hit the stop loss in the comment section. Let me know whether this trade ended up hitting my TP here or my stop loss. You can see the time. There's the time there. This is exactly 17:15 GMT plus 2. So on the broker platform, it's 18:15. My current time is 17:15. So I want you to let me know whether the price hits the TP or it hit the stop loss. If you watched until the end, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good trading.